the sharp end of training for emergency evacuations in foreign lands. It's hard, realistic, and requires control over aggression. But who are the personnel tussling and struggling to control this angry mob? They're called the Joint Force Headquarters, and you'd be forgiven to say you'd never heard of them. But their role is vital, and I have to say, it's pretty cool.
The Joint Force Headquarters, we exist as one of the UK Defence's first responders to any crisis around the world. I mean, if you turn your mind back to the evacuation from Afghanistan, Operation Pitting, Joint Force Headquarters were the mastermind of that operation. But in more recent times, we've assisted UK diplomats leaving Ukraine during Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. Last year, we responded to the earthquake in Turkey at the beginning of the year. We then executed the evacuation of British nationals from Sudan, Easter last year. Then last autumn saw us again responding to an earthquake, this time in Morocco, responding to the really disastrous floods in Libya. And then in the aftermath of Hamas's attacks on Israel, we found ourselves deploying again, first to assist British nationals leaving Israel, and second then to prepare for the necessity of evacuating British nationals, if required, from elsewhere in the region.
It's real-life operations like this that inform JFHQ's major annual exercise. And Forces News has been granted exclusive access. It's the first time a news organisation has been given such an insight into the work and preparation of this vital defence organisation. Drawing its strength from across the armed forces, typically personnel serve in the team for 2 years. This exercise is an opportunity for its newest members to become familiar with the types of tasks they may be forced to face the next time the UK government orders the team into danger. It's a scenario-based exercise. The personnel have been told they've been deployed to a country in East Europe that's fallen into political turmoil. As events unfold, the situation worsens. Here, a team is dispatched to a compound to meet with a civilian who's decided he doesn't want to flee the country.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I understand petrochemicals issue and...
Yeah, but again, gated, if you leave your presence out the front, we should be fine.
While the meeting takes place, the compound is attacked by guerrilla fighters. Fighting their way out of the compound, a difficult decision has to be made. Do they stay and fight, or do they withdraw and save themselves? For the personnel concerned, the attack is a wake-up call. The scenario's over, the team are now debriefing, and it will be important for them to understand what went well and what they could do better next time. 19-year-old Joe has been in the army for 3 years. He's one of the newest members of JFHQ.
There's a lot to think about, and a lot goes through your head when initially you get that initial IDF and that initial attack. Then you get this rush of adrenaline, but then once you calm yourself down and you think about what's going on, then you can then sort of go through your steps and then realise what you need to do. Like today, we had to go through the medical, and then once we had gone through the medical, we got small arms fire, and then we went from there.
I mean, it was a pretty tough scenario. The enemy really threw everything they had at you.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You mentioned your training. Did it get to a point where it was like, okay, we know what to do?
Yeah, so it's fast. As soon as it happens, it all kicks in, and then everyone knows what to do, and it just flows.
Joe's attachment to the team marks both the most challenging experience of his career to date and perhaps the most exciting.
Yeah, so with in regards to the rate of fire, if we go hard too fast, we're going to run out of ammunition too fast. So it's about controlling about what's happening and then reacting to what they're throwing at us.
And how are you feeling now, 3-4 days into the scenario phase of this exercise? It's ramping up. What's your feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Everything's ramping up pretty fast now. This training's starting to come into practice a lot more, and it's definitely getting exciting now.
Later in the evening, the teams are sent to meet security officials who are arriving via helicopter. But when they arrive, they find the aircraft has crashed on landing. It's a fluid situation, and right on cue, an angry mob of locals arrive on scene. Scenarios like these reflect real-life challenges, like those faced during Op Pitting, perhaps the most well-known operation JFHQ has conducted in recent times. In 2021, a resurgent Taliban captures large areas of Afghanistan. The speed in which it does so takes the Western world by surprise. An operation is required to evacuate British embassy staff and eligible Afghans to safety before Kabul and the whole of Afghanistan falls once and for all. It's a mission masterminded by the Joint Force Headquarters.
Our diversity is our biggest strength in Joint Force Headquarters. The fact that we have people, including civil servants, from kind of every corner of defence brings a really rich and varied set of skills and experience and important contacts as well. So I guarantee whatever problem we face, there's either somebody in the headquarters who knows how to solve it, or if they don't, they know the person to speak to. So our network across UK defence and indeed across Whitehall, across our partners across government is massive and really, really important.
It's the final day of the exercise. Remember, this is the first time a news outlet has been granted permission to film activities like this with the Joint Force Headquarters. The teams have opened a clearing centre so that British embassy workers and eligible local civilians can be processed and flown out of the country to safety. It's very realistic, with actors and staff from partner organisations including the UK Border Force and civilian police. Everything seems to be going well, but not for long. The situation's now changed. The team have been told to stop evacuating civilians and to concentrate on the British embassy staff to get them out now. Soon, those turned away become angry. At the main gate, there's abuse thrown at the troops and scuffles break out. Things are soon out of hand. A decision is made to close down the compound and evacuate all personnel. As the men and women withdraw, some become isolated. A soldier stumbles to the ground. Shots are fired. Eventually, and not without pain, they reach the helicopter landing site. From here, at last, they escape to safety. It's finally Index. But how did the team do?
It's absolutely been an amazing experience because there was the expectation of everything that was going to happen, but then actually doing it was completely different. We did a lot of recce, traveling around, but the past 4 days has just been something different. You know, there's someone telling you how something is going to happen, and there's you actually experiencing it, and it's just like, wow, yes, that was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic, but once again, it's that thing of taking a minute, taking a breath and calming yourself down, and then from there, then you can work together as a team to then push through this force, and then in the outcome, we succeeded.
For some of the new members of staff going through, who've perhaps done previous tours in places like Afghanistan, this is fairly old hat, and they've done similar types of training, perhaps even at a greater scale. But for some people, this is brand new. So the individual pre-deployment package that we put them through is very much a zero to hero package. But now, having completed this package, they are all ready to take their place on the duty roster. Their bag will be packed underneath the desk, and if we have to send them somewhere at a moment's notice, we will.
They've done it. The newest members of JFHQ are now ready to take up their roles in the team and now find themselves on shifts of 4 hours notice to deploy anywhere in the world. But with increasingly unsettled geopolitical landscapes, overseas deployment is a question of when, not if. In any event, JFHQ's newest members are ready for the challenge. James Wharton, Forces News, Longmoor. Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.